Today's episode of The Read Pile is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/nerdupmedia. Over 150,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
I'm Elle, and oh my god, just put it away.
And I am... Hang on. And I am the Sussman, Rick Sussman, and you...
He has an addiction.
Oh, and you are watching The Read Pile.
It's the week of January 28th, and here's some comic book news you can use.
It's my turn.
Seriously. Okay, here's my news. Rick has a problem. Like, seriously. A really, really big problem. Hearthstone
I just got an iPad, and you get free packs for playing Hearthstone on the iPad, and...
That was the real reason you got it?
No! I also need it for, like, going to conventions, like Omni Expo. Because we're gonna be there as a panel, and I'm gonna...
And he's only gonna be playing Hearthstone, he won't even... He won't be taking any questions.
There might be Hearthstone players at Omni Expo, and they would be ingratiated to us because
We'll meet you in
you know what? The game's over. It doesn't matter. I lost. Are you happy?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, comic book news of the week. So the Fantastic Four reboot has a trailer. Do you care?
Not really.
The trailer was kind of interesting. It was very dark, both in...
I know, but good. It's a Marvel movie.
It's not a Marvel movie.
What?
Oh, no. No, this is one of those Sony Fox movies.
Oh.
Yeah. Although the biggest
Good luck with that.
the biggest freak out is that people are upset that Johnny Storm is black in the movie.
Oh.
Yeah, well, this is cause for concern somehow.
Oh, okay.
It's a movie. It's a story.
Well, people are freaking out that Aquaman's probably not going to be blonde.
You mean Jason Momoa isn't a blonde?
I'm not going to ask him to bleach his hair. Are you?
You're going to ask him for all those kisses that you want?
Well, yeah. I can only ask for so much.
Well,
is he going to bleach his hair? Is he going to kiss me? I don't know. I'll take the kisses. I'll take the
We have literally a ton of comics to get to. So, and I need to start another game of Hearthstone. It's not an addiction. Let's do both of these things. Let's go.
Yeah. Time for comic book reviews. And you'll be amazed to know that I have 5 books. 5 books. So, it'll probably be even quicker of a review for each of these. Gotham by Midnight. So, last issue, I was telling myself, no. Next issue is probably going to be the last one. I like the story, seems like it's kind of moving, a little slow for my taste. Well, it continues to be that way, but it's still got this hold on me. I don't know what it is. It's not tight, it's just kind of like you're trying to leave the room, and then it just kind of grabs onto your jacket a little and says, hey, just one more. And you're like, oh. Well, it is Gotham and it's supernatural stuff, and I still kind of want to know the answer to what's going on, so I guess. Not over dramatically, yes, but just okay. Next up, Arkham Manor. You're noticing a theme this week. Alright, so this storyline is just weird. The fact that Arkham is in the Wayne Manor is already weird. And we all know, yes, it's Batman that is in his undercover gear. Wonderful. I love it. I don't know, I always get a kick out of that. I went over that last time. And the story continues trying to figure out what's going on, who's, murdering and everything. And of course it leaves a little cliffhanger at the end about that. But, once again, it's not an absolute thrill reader, but I like the story. It's laid back, interesting, and it's keeping my attention. So I'm going to continue reading, but no whoop-de-doos. Speaking of, Harley Quinn. Fantastic, kooky, fun, loving. Speaking of loving, the poor thing, her big issue this issue, she is trying to tackle everything in her life. She's trying to deal with actually having a real job, running this apartment complex, dealing with her love life, dealing with friends. It's just a complete mess. And that's really this issue. It's just her trying to get her life straight. And you know you should never going to, but it's fun. It's lighthearted. It's a great read. I love it. It's always going to be wonderful. If you're not reading it, you should. Next up, Alex and Ada. A little more heavy on the heart. And I mean, it really is. It's really sad, this issue. I can't tell you what happens, and you find out pretty quickly in there, but it's just what they're having to go through. And now that I mean, it's been a while, but she's aware, and they're still dealing with all these conflicts of how they're supposed to be able to love each other, staying in the home. They can't show anybody, they can't share, and it's just, it's so heartbreaking. And now people are starting to find out, can they trust these people? I'm freaking out a little bit, and and I can only hope for the best. It's like you're just rooting for this couple. You're like, you guys are gonna make it, and the whole world's against you, but it'll be okay. I hope.
It's gonna be alright.
Is it? I don't know.
It's gonna be okay.
I hope. So, obvious things, and yes, that is Rick's Hearthstone going off. He's got a problem.
The game is over. You needn't point it out any longer.
We may have to have an intervention.
There's no intervention necessary. I just gotta play one more game. I'll be right back.
And Buster follows him, like he can help him. Anyway, pick of the week, Batman. That was so obvious. How could you not know? If we knew it was out, we knew it was my pick of the week. Duh. So we're continuing on the whole battle against Gotham, because they're all in craze and they're insane over something what we thought was some type of Joker serum, but maybe not. Maybe it's something else, and he's starting to dive into it a little bit more, and it's getting a little freaky now, and like it wasn't before, but even freakier. And it's just, the things are just, oh my god, I don't know. And who he has to ask for help, it's pretty insane. And I don't even know where they're gonna take this. It's absolutely just, it is weird. It is weird. The fact that who he's having to ask for help, you would never expect it. And after what he's gone through in the past, if you've been reading since the reboot, you would understand. This is big stuff if he's going for help in this direction. And even the little story in the end, because if you have been reading, you know, there's always that backstory, and even the backstory is really picking up. It's starting to, you know, it has these people that are with their interactions with the Joker, and he told me this story, he told me this story, and so they're each kind of telling their stories at the same time. They're trying to find the Joker so they can tell their doctor, hey, look, I am telling the truth. No, see, he told me that I was right. No, he told me I was right. And so this storyline is starting to find its way to the main storyline just a little bit. I can see it. I can see it. And it's happened before. And I have a feeling it's going to. And I know it's going to blow our minds when it happens. And that's what this is what happens when you read Batman. And if you're not reading it, you are insane, and you should be. And I highly recommend it. In the meantime, I guess we will see what Rick has to say. Hey, Sussman.
Huh? What?
You want to, I don't know, do some comic book reviews, or?
Oh, right.
don't get paid or anything.
How do you exit out of an iPad? Alright, I'll just...
Just dunk it in some water.
No, I'm pretty sure that's not...
Well, I'm going to.
Okay. I'll do the reviews. I'll do the reviews. I had a lot of books to review, and to be quite honest, if I reviewed all of them, we would be here for a while. So I'm just going to do quick reviews, and then I'm going to get to the 4 books that I really want to talk about. First, a couple of books from last week. We had Shield #2 that just showed up for me, and Rumble #2, both of which just got into my local comic shop. They were a little delayed for different reasons, but whatever. They're awesome. Rumble is hilarious. I'm comparing it to a what-if storyline if Mo Sislak was suddenly being raided by demons and a scarecrow angel was trying to help him. That's it. That's the premise of Rumble. If you need more than that to go check it out, then I don't know what to tell you. I had 3 very good books this week that debuted this week that I've reviewed plenty of times, so we don't really need to get into the crux of them. Sex Criminals #10 and Sex #19. They continue to trug along and be very good stories. There's no point in giving you guys a full review because all I'm going to do is say, oh, it's really good, so forget it. Wolverines #4. This story's really good. Like, I'm not a big Marvel guy, we know this, and I can't stop reading Wolverines. It's just really good. So good on them for that. And the final quick hit book is Rasputin #4. If you need me to try and get you to buy Rasputin, I am willing to do whatever it takes to get more people to read this book. It is gorgeous, it is well written, it's terminal. We know it's terminal from the first page. Even the Nerdgirl Elle reviewed a book of it just to know that it was there. So I love it, and you should love it too. Okay, let's get to the actual reviews. And we're going to start with Gotham Academy #4. This is another one that I've already reviewed 3 of and have given stellar marks for, so it's not going to be a long review. I do want to point out, though, this is such a great book because it's such a departure from your typical Gotham stuff, which is why we also like Gotham by Midnight, which is why we also like Arkham Manor. Yes, it's very much Batman, and yes, Batman makes an appearance in Gotham Academy, which should be up here by now, but it is still not your typical DC fare, and I love it for that. And if you're looking for a DC book that has that different vibe, you definitely want to check out Gotham Academy. Now, Jonathan Hickman's The Dead and the Dying, or is it The Dying and the Dead? Pardon me, The Dying and the Dead. A little bit of dyslexia there. This is a new image #1. It's $4.50, and for that, you get roughly 50 pages of content. It's essentially like a trade paperback. It's not a one-shot. This is how the story begins, and damn, it's heavy. I mean, both physically and emotionally. We all die. The world will die. The universe will die. But what are you willing to do? How far are you willing to go to prevent that? It's been a question that's been asked a million times in comic lore before. It'll be asked a million times again. The difference here is that this appears to be a story that takes place in our time, in our continuity, in this world that we live in. And this guy, the older gentleman that you see on the cover here, has figured out that a race of people who apparently have been alive for a very long time live in the southwestern United States. It's funny, there's a lot of elements in The Dying and the Dead that I could feel bleeding into East of West. And with a lot of my favorite writers, a lot of their books tend to bleed into each other. Chuck Palahniuk, man, you can see a lot of his books bleeding together. And with Hickman, you can sort of feel the similar storylines coming together. My almost pick of the week, because my pick of the week was just too damn good, was They're Not Like Us, issue 2. Now, if you're not reading They're Not Like Us, I understand it's a smaller print run book, even though it is an image book, but you should. This is a real hero book. Similar to Kick-Ass, similar to so many other books like that. It is a story that takes place in as reality-based continuity, I guess I'm saying that a lot this week, as possible. What if you had powers? You were clairvoyant, you were able to create giant images where people see things that isn't really there. You had those abilities. You'd probably abuse them. And that's what happens in They're Not Like Us. These people, they're powered, they have the ability to get away with anything, and they're going to. And they don't care. Now, there's some moral questions that are being asked. There's some other questions on top of that. All of that is being asked in these books, and they're very well done, and I highly recommend them, even on 2 issues in. They're asking a lot of really interesting questions for those of us who've always wondered, well, if I had superpowers, wouldn't I just take everything I wanted anyway? But we got a pick of the week. Oh, do we got a pick of the week? Let's get the graphic up here. Thank you, graphic. It's Munchkin! Munchkin #1! It's a collection of short stories. I love Munchkin. I have beaten the Angry Nerd Girl almost every time that she and myself and some of our friends have played together.
Liar!
That may have been a lie, but you know what? That's rule number 1 of Munchkin. Cheat and get away with it. And this book is hilarious. It's written by Tom Siddell, Jim Zub, and a bunch of other folks, all putting in a lot of heavy work. And man, it was perfect. And look, it even comes with a bonus card. It's part of the game. The comic is part of the game. If you like Munchkin, if you're a Munchkin fan, you have to get this. It's going to be hard to get a hold of because it's from Boom, and Boom doesn't make a million copies. But man, if you could find one, get one, because it is so good. It made me laugh every single page. There's a number of short stories. Even the last page is a short story. It's just a page long. And they knocked it out of the park. I don't know how many of these books I'm getting, but I need to get all of them, and I'm going to read them twice, because they are absolutely perfect. As long as you like Munchkin. And you better like Munchkin, or you can't be on the read pile. For you, our loyal followers of the Read Pile, we have an awesome offer from Audible.com. Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial to give you the opportunity to check out their awesome service. You can download some really great books like The Hobbit, the unabridged version from Tolkien. You can download Divergent, Lean In, lots of great stuff to check out. To download your free audiobook today, go to audibletrial.com/nerdupmedia. Again, that's audibletrial.com/nerdupmedia for your free audiobook.
That's the read pile for this week. Rick, who are we thanking?
Ran out of battery.
You're fine. You'll be okay.
Ran out of battery. I don't.
You didn't get a plug with it, right?
Well, yeah.
Okay, then you'll be fine. You just watch some Netflix and get on the computer while your iPad's charging, so you can sit on the toilet and play some more.
I don't care anymore.
Alright, move along. Move along.
To what?
We
There's
have
no more iPad.
We have somebody to...
Oh,
not
right.
actually-
No, yeah.
It's a thank you.
I forgot. It is a
But-
thank you, and it's also a congratulations. Friend of the show, Charlie Galvin of Galvin Leatherworks, who's provided us with all the cool leather paraphernalia that you've seen us wearing. He was here for Bacon Day. He is a good friend of us. He is getting married. And from a married man to a soon-to-be married man, I can tell you, it's not what it's cracked up to be in Run For Your Life.
Aww.
Anyway, so we thank Charlie for all of his hard work, but more importantly, we congratulate Charlie and his fiancée on their upcoming nuptials. Good call. You're right. That is slightly more important than my iPad running out of juice. I'm gonna go plug in my iPad.
Seriously, man.
What? I am using...
No.